Oh, yeah, this is a slam dunk right here, baby. You don't pass on a talent like Tyler Warren. So at the 105 right here, I've got to make this pick. This is easy. This is a slam dunk. I'm ready. And if he hurts me, he just hurts me. Tyler Warren, 105. Let's lock it in. All right, y'all ready to get into it? So I'm Legendary Ball Knower. Here we are today to go over a mock draft from CBS Sports. Came out on April 9th by Chris Trapasso. And we have a mock draft with landing spots. So we're going to do a 2-round mock draft today based on these landing spots. Now, we've got the first round. We've got the second round. Not very many surprises in the first round. Just kidding. You know that we know that you know the NFL draft is going to be unpredictable. And this mock draft did not disappoint us. So here we are with landing spots. We're going to start it off. We've got Cam Ward at the 101. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off the landing spots in the first round. Then we're going to go through the first round of the mock draft. Then I'm going to go through the landing spots in the second round. And then we're going to talk through some of the picks, because now that we have some crystallized landing spots, we're going to have a little more clarity for this exercise, at least. And I can tell you a little bit about what I think for the prospects, what that means for these rookie players and their prospects in their landing spots in particular. So if this happens, you can come back to this video after you've commented, liked, and subscribed and watched the whole thing on a loop for hours upon hours at a time. Just pretend like it's 10 hours of Shedeur Sanders whispering sweet nothings to the sound of rolling thunder in the background, and let this play while you sleep at night so you can just get the legendary ball knowledge locked into your brain. Now, enough with the self-promotion. Let's get to it. So Cam Ward at the 101, going to Tennessee. That's no surprise to anybody. Let's get it locked in. Cam Ward, the War Daddy Ward. Let's get him in Tennessee. No surprise there. Number 2, we've got Travis Hunter going to the Cleveland Browns. That's a bit of an upset. Now, what we do have here is an opportunity, because Travis Hunter going to the Cleveland Browns, GM Andrew Berry has already said that he views Travis Hunter as a wide receiver. And to me, he's the best wide receiver in the draft. So we're going to talk about some things as far as that goes. And Andrew Berry's going to have an opportunity to put his money where his mouth is, because this changes things. If Travis Hunter is going to be a full-time wide receiver for an organization, you've got the Biletnikoff winner, the guy who won the Heisman, a unicorn of a talent whose conditioning is unmatched by nearly anyone walking the face of planet Earth, and you've got him in your building. So Travis Hunter goes to the 102. Ashton Jeanty goes to the 105. Now, that's crazy. This is spicy here. So Ashton Jeanty goes to the 105 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we didn't see this coming. So this is the first mock draft I've seen with Ashton Jeanty going to Jacksonville. Now, in that Liam Cohen offense, Ashton Jeanty is just, I mean, we're talking about a marriage between the most explosive running back that we've seen that forced the most missed tackles at the collegiate level in the history of PFF charting the stat, combined with the guy who's a master in the screen game, who just got a 1,500-yard season from Bucky Irving, which, again, those of you who know me may assume that that's some shade on Bucky Irving, but it's not. So let's talk about what that means. Ashton Jeanty plus Liam Cohen equals Kyle Shanahan and Christian McCaffrey light in 2025. This is the most wild landing spot, and you'll see that it pretty much cements Ashton Jeanty in a tier of his own as the 101 in this mock draft. Spoiler alert. So moving on, we've got Shedeur Sanders to the New York Jets at the 8th pick. We've got Tyler Warren going in a trade with the Dolphins to the Los Angeles Chargers at pick 13. We've got Mathew Golden going to the Arizona Cardinals at the 17th pick. We've got Colston Loveland going to the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton gets his long-term joker. Okay. And then the last fantasy relevant pick of the first round, Emeka Egbuka breaks the streak, becomes the first receiver to be selected in the first round by the Green Bay Packers since Javon Walker in 2005. getting Jordan Love a weapon of this caliber is just incredible. So let's get to the actual mock draft here. So at the 101, it's pretty crystallized. It is clear in everybody's eyes. Ashton Jeanty goes at the 101. At the 102, we have Cam Ward, the first pick overall in the draft. He goes to the Tennessee Titans, and that's pretty much chalk so far. Now, at the 103, we have Tetairoa McMillan going to the Las Vegas Raiders. I think that's a player that I forgot to mention in the rundown of the actual first round, but he goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, here's where it gets a little spicy. It gets a little spicy here. Here at the 104, we have Omarion Hampton going. We have our first second rounder going in the first round of this rookie draft. You have Omarion Hampton, the 34th overall pick in the second round, going to the New York Giants. And that's spicy, right? So you have Omarion Hampton, second round draft capital, and he goes to the New York Giants. He goes over Travis Hunter, and that is a bit of a surprise to me. However, I mean, you can't fault anyone for believing in Omarion Hampton, believing that he could supplant Tyrone Tracy and have day one relevance, even though there's really, you know what they say, if you have two quarterbacks, they have none. And they weren't able to get one of those quarterbacks in this draft, and if for this mock draft. So we're planning on them having Jameis and Russ at the helm. So I'm on the clock with the 5th pick. I'm going to take Tyler Warren here. I mean, this is a slam dunk to me. This is tight for this mock draft. It is 0.75 tight end premium to the Los Angeles Chargers with the 13th overall pick in a trade with the Dolphins that I lamented earlier. So we now know that he's a top 13 pick, and he's going to an offense where Greg Roman is a kingmaker when it comes to tight ends. See Andrews Mark in 2019. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the pick 106. We've got Shedeur Sanders going to the New York Jets. As I said it earlier, that's interesting, because what does that do for Justin Fields' shelf life? Do you think Shedeur Sanders would win the job outright from Justin Fields? Next, we've got Quinshon Judkins, so we've got our second round player here going to the Chicago Bears. Okay, so we've got Quinshon Judkins going to the 39th overall pick to the Chicago Bears. He immediately steps into potentially being the 1A to DeAndre Swift's 1B, or just straight up workhorse. Now, what we know about Ben Johnson is the fact that he likes to use a 2-back system. So we're talking about a guy that is capable of catching passes. He did surpass 20 receptions in college, and he has the requisite burst and size and speed at 4.48, and 11-foot broad jump, 39-inch vertical burst scores off the charts. I mean, his RAS score of 9.9, whatever it was plenty of impressive, even though he got hawked down in the national championship game. I don't care. Quinshon Judkins was my RB3, and now in this draft, he is cemented as the RB3. Now, moving on to the 8th pick of the first round here, we have TreVeyon Henderson going to the Denver Broncos at pick 51. This, to me, I don't know that I could waver in my Quinshon Judkins belief, but this might make me just, I don't know. I mean, it's like that girl at the bar. She just starts looking better with every single shot that you take. It's just like, man, I don't know. But Quinshon Judkins might flip-flop for me here because of the fact that this is the perfect landing spot for TreVeyon Henderson, even though the Broncos did get a tight end for the Joker role in the first round. So we have Quinshon Judkins going to the Bears. We have TreVeyon Henderson. The teammates go back-to-back in this mock draft. Let's keep it moving. Travis Hunter has fallen all the way to the 109, and that is absolutely criminal by everyone in the draft, including myself, for allowing him to fall in a situation where the GM has told you they view him as a full-time receiver. So we failed. We let the wide receiver 1 in this draft slip all the way to the 9th pick. Travis Hunter is going to feed families if he plays receiver full-time. Full stop. No equivocations. Moving on, we have Emeka Egbuka, goes pick 24 to the Packers. He's the 110 in this draft. He is the professional's professional. Jayden Reed moves aside, or he steps into his quintessential gadget role, Debo Light, whatever you want to call it. And now we have a guy that could be a full-time receiver. Now, I know I put out the buy low on Dontayvion Wicks. I'm still going to be buying Dontayvion Wicks because it could still happen. It's just less likely now. You know, you can have more than one target in a passing offense. I think that between he and Tucker Kraft, anyway, Emeka Egbuka goes to the Packers round 1. They break the streak. So now you know he's crystallized. He's going to get targets if he can play at all, and he's not a tremendous bust. And to me, he's one of the safest wide receiver prospects in the class. So to close out the first round, we've got Colston Loveland going to the Denver Broncos, pick 20. In tight end premium, I can't fault anybody for making this pick in the first round. I mean, the film speaks for itself. He's awesome. Let's not stand on ceremony here. And then last pick of the first round, we have Jaxson Dart going pick 33 to the Cleveland Browns. He goes at the 112. So let's get to the second round. Now, in the second round, we kick that off with Luther Burden III going to the New Orleans Saints with the 40th overall pick. That's tremendous value. Then we're followed up by Tre Harris going to the Dallas Cowboys. That's interesting. The 44th overall pick. He gets paired with CeeDee Lamb, and that's something to look out for because there's a lot of targets to be had. I mean, the last time Dak played a full season, the second leading target getter in CeeDee Lamb's 180 target season was Jake Ferguson. So I think Tre Harris steps into a role where he is cemented day one to get on the field and make some noise. Now, here's where it gets a little interesting because Kaleb Johnson has slipped all the way in this mock draft. He slipped to the 4th round, and he goes to the Dallas Cowboys. So Tre Harris and Kaleb Johnson are teammates here. Right now, as it stands, the Cowboys only have Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders on 1-year contracts. So that's a crystallized bell cow role, and it could be perfect for Kaleb Johnson stepping in day one with Clayton Adams now, retooling that offensive line after Zach Martin has retired. Now, moving on to Mathew Golden, the 2-4. He goes pick 17 to the Arizona Cardinals. He slides all the way to pick 2-4 in this mock draft because of the fact that we don't know what that means for Kyler Murray. We don't know. It's not something that we could be super bullish about. We saw a rookie receiver that had a much better profile than Mr. Mathew Golden go in there and put up 885 and 7 as a rookie, as the most complete receiver prospect since Jamar Chase. So we can't honestly sit here and say that we're bullish on Mathew Golden because we just saw it not work in the way that we wanted it to for Marvin Harrison Jr. Moving on. So here we are. My pick again. I've got to take my guy, Jayden Higgins. Jayden Higgins is one of my favorite players. He goes at the 50th pick to the Seattle Seahawks. They've got 2 slot receivers that do the exact same thing. That's 2, not 1, but 2 guys that do the exact same thing. I don't know how that's going to work unless you get someone that's not named Marquez Valdez-Scantling to run the big boy routes and win on the outside. So Jayden Higgins goes to the Seattle Seahawks, and that's my pick right there at pick 50, the 2-5 of the second round. I took Jayden Higgins. Now, moving on. This is the pick that sparked an incredible debate between me and Matt Kelly and Casey at the FF Dynasty earlier this week. Kyle Williams goes the 69th overall pick to the New England Patriots. Here in this mock draft, he goes to the 2-6. Now, what this says to me is this guy has extreme confidence that we're going to be able to get we're going to be able to supplant Demario Douglas. We're going to be able to usurp the 3-year, $69 million, nice $69 million deal that Stephon Diggs got from the Patriots. And the booty warrior, Kayshon Boutte, will be no more in the target hierarchy that comes with the New England Patriots. And we're assuming that Kyle Williams will become Drake May's favorite target. So a little bit of a reach here, but that's still, I mean, we're still good. Moving on to pick 2-7, Harold Fannin Jr., the 78th overall pick in this mock draft, goes to the Los Angeles Rams. He goes at the 2-7 of this mock draft here. I think that's appropriate value in a tight end premium. He gets good enough draft capital after seemingly lighting the world on fire with a record-breaking tight end season where he finished third in the Biletnikoff voting. It was one of the most prolific single seasons from a tight end in FBS history. Moving on here to the 2-8, Dylan Sampson, 4th round draft capital to the Las Vegas Raiders. We know that one thing about Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll is they're going to establish it. So this is a tremendous landing spot with an opportunity for Dylan Sampson, a tough, hard-nosed runner who is way tougher in the red zone than he gets credit for. He holds a single-season record for touchdowns at the University of Tennessee. He gets the capital to walk into an opportunity and compete with Sincere McCormick. I'm kidding. He should be the lead dog in that backfield. Let's move on to the 2-9. We have Jack Bech, the Senior Bowl MVP, goes in the 2nd round, pick 47, to the Los Angeles Rams. Now, 5th-year breakout, has the massive season, dominates the Senior Bowl, wins the week's MVP. He comes out and he's a quote machine. He says 50-50 balls or 75-25 balls. And I mean, he's just dropping Bane level bars everywhere, every time you put a microphone in front of his face. Now, this is a guy that led LSU in receiving on a team that had Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. I believe Brian Thomas Jr. hadn't converted to wide receiver yet, but he was still on the team, so it counts. Don't check my math there. So now, moving on to the pick 2-10, we have Cam Skattebo. Skattebo goes to the Los Angeles Chargers, the 86th pick of the NFL draft here, the mock draft. Cam Skattebo goes to the Los Angeles Chargers. He records 44 receptions, 500 plus yards, 1,700 yards rushing in 2024, 76 missed tackles forced in 2024 per PFF. This is the replacement for Najee Harris. Now, do I think that he could supplant Najee Harris? It's unlikely, but he got 3rd round draft capital, which is day 2. So anything would be possible if this happens. Keep your eyes open and stay on the alert. Okay. So let's move on to pick 2-11. Bhayshul Tuten goes to the Miami Dolphins in the 2nd round, pick 55. Now, if you want to see Devon Achane owners have a fit, let this happen on draft night. So in this mock draft, Chris Trapasso's mock draft with CBS Sports, Miami trades with the Chargers. They go to pick 55. They take Bhayshul Tuten, who runs a 4.32 at 206 pounds, and he is now in the backfield with 2 other 4.3 running backs in Jaylen Wright and Devon Achane. So with that being said, this is a mess. Now, I just named Devon Achane as one of my cornerstone dynasty players, so I don't love this at all by any stretch of the imagination. But we can move on. It's not about me. It's about you and getting you ready for what's going to happen or what could happen if these landing spots are any sort of accurate. Last pick, pick 212. Going at pick 212, we have Jaylen Noel at pick 42 to the New York Jets. He's now paired with Shedeur Sanders / Justin Fields. They are now going to be the dynamic duo of the future, paired with Garrett Wilson. They've got a trio. They've got a throuple going on, and it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. Jaylen Noel has been super impressive throughout this entire process. He's risen up several people's draft boards, as evidenced by Chris Trapasso's mock here with CBS Sports. And now we're talking about a guy getting top 40 draft capital with a rookie quarterback, with Garrett Wilson. So that is extremely interesting. And for this exercise, he goes at the 212 with that draft capital. So let me know in the comments what you think. Like, comment, tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where you would have done something different. I already told you that I would have taken Travis Hunter earlier. That was an error that I made, but you can find this mock draft. We'll link it in the description. So this was a mock draft with landing spots by CBS Sports, Chris Trapasso. And we just wanted to do an exercise so that you can kind of see what draft capital meant for the movement of some players. Obviously, guys are going to move up based on draft capital, guys are going to be moved down. This was 2 rounds. We might do another if you guys are interested. Leave it in the comments if you're interested to see us do a mock draft, to finish the mock draft with rounds 3 and 4 with the landing spots. I'm the legendary ball knower. This is a legendary mock draft. Hope to see you in the next video. We'll talk to you soon.